Okay, bike flip day 3. Pro, I have a lot of storage space. Con, that means all my tools and bikes are pretty much everywhere. I know it's a little dark here. Let me just come down to the basement, flick on a light. Here we are. This is the trainer area. There's the primary road bike. We've seen very little of her. She's beautiful. We'll talk about this build in a little bit. It's basically a Nash bar build. I've done a killer job, acquiring some high-end components. Long story short, she's in the basement for the winter because she doesn't like salt, or rather, I don't like salt on her. In addition, down here, we have a storage unit. I have all the ski equipment, various stuff for the house, and as it happens, quite a bit of cycling equipment as well. And at the moment, we need to do 2 things. We need to stop in, make sure that we don't have any stray tools around here, and number 2, we need to make sure that we take care of these little babies. So we got a year-round garden in the summer. I won't purport to be a vegan or a vegetarian, but we try to grow our own produce. So these are actually revegetated tomato plants that I grew all summer long. Okay, heading out to the garage. Cons of condo living: separate garage, storage in the basement. I got tools all over the place. I got bikes all over the place. I got plants all over the place. Sometimes I gotta like just try to pull all my shit together. It is so cold right now. I feel like I'm about to go down. Oh my God, that was not good. I'm walking back to the house. I'm walking. I have a bike shop. It's all the space I got, but the floor is amenable to being cleaned up. Got some gloves, standard assembly grease. You can go over this some other time. Heavy duty multi-complex grease. This is killer stuff. It's super cheap, available at Walmart. Crank set, we showed you the other day. We'll go over this in detail when we put it on. Gloves make cleanup a lot easier. Metal shrinks when it's cold. This bike's been in the garage 30 degrees for 24 hours. I'm going to hope that the crank puller does easy work yanking these off. Take the pedals off first, pull the cranks. I'll worry about taking the derailleur and cables later. Just want to get the drivetrain back together. I probably disassemble my bikes more than the average rider, so I actually like to grease my square taper spindles. Makes it much easier to service. They come apart much easier. So you can just pop the chain on the inside ring on the bottom bracket shell. I'm not going to service the bottom bracket at this point. This bike has very low miles. There's no play and it's spinning freely, so we'll leave it. We're just going to clean this up, lube it up. There's the old one on the ground. Clean this up, lube it up, and install the new crank. Okay, so ran into a little snafu right here. I thought that this was bolted together, but actually it's just stamped. You can see this is press fit, so the cage doesn't separate on the front derailleur. Not a huge deal, just gonna have to find a good separation point in the chain. Haven't examined it in detail. Given the quality of the bike, I highly doubt there is a quick release on the chain or a quick link. So I'll probably just break the chain. I do have a chain breaker, no big deal. But once we do that, we can pull the whole front derailleur cage off, and then we can go up here and pull all the cable. Eventually, we're going to replace these grips. I'd like to make this a trigger shift on the right hand for the rear, and then just put some nice like U-Ray mountain bike grips on there. Not going to happen immediately. So in the short term, we're just going to leave the front grip shift as it is, pull all the cables, and just make it look nice and clean. Okay, triple road cheap hybrid crankset replaced with a single speed on the square taper bottom bracket. Flipped over the pedals, and then pulled the cranks on both sides, replaced it. Looks good, way lighter. So tools used, 15 millimeter open end wrench, that's for the pedals. 14 millimeter with a small extension on a socket for the crankset bolts, adjustable wrench for stuff that wouldn't fit around, and for the crankset puller. Most people use like a park tool. Nice tools are expensive. You can buy one of these on eBay from China for like $5. That's what I did. It works awesome. Flathead screwdriver to pull the caps on the crankset, and obviously the old crankset replaced with the new. Looks super nice. This is now a custom 1x7. Already we probably shed a couple pounds off the bike. Looks really good. We're going to tackle the improperly seated bead on this front tire next.